What's up? I am your girl Candy, and I am about to speak on it.
I had already heard.
I can turn a shade tree into a money tree. I just want you to know that you have been heard, okay? So I know that you guys have commented. You guys wanted to know why didn't I speak on Nene on the episode, like last week or the week before. No, it was last week. Obviously, it was a lot going on because I was in the hospital and the baby was about to be born and it was just too much happening in the room for me to focus. So it wasn't that I didn't want to speak on Nene in the episode. It's just I was overwhelmed with what was going on. But with that being said, honey, I have sent an invite to our girl Nene Leakes to join me so that she can speak on the next episode and anything prior to that she would like to speak on.
I don't care what Cynthia has said. I'm just telling you that she has. Not only that, you spoke to someone else that we both know in common, and unfortunately for you, they recorded everything you said.
So I want y'all to tag her, tell her that we want her here, tell her that we are so interested in what she has to say and would love for her to be a guest on Speak On It.
I had already heard.
We would love her to be a guest on Speak On It, so I need y'all to tag her, tell her to come on girl, come speak on it. Okay, now, so this episode, it was cute, it was cute. Well, it was a funny episode because, you know, obviously we were able to touch on a few of the things with my family. You saw the whole game.
Your first apartment.
Uh-oh.
Minus Blaze because she wasn't here yet, but all of us, Todd, Kayla, Riley, myself, we were all going to New York. And this was this past summer when Riley went on up to NYC to do an internship. Whew. I'm gonna have to let her come and speak on that part. So she gonna come down here in just a second, then we'll speak on it. So let me just fast forward past her. Obviously a lot, I think, in this, I don't think that it's just gonna be for these first couple of episodes, but I think throughout the entire season, there's gonna be a lot about what's going on in either Portia's relationship or Kenya's relationship. Sorry. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, no, you just a good shirt. Okay, Riley's trying to figure out what she's gonna wear to speak on it. So it's gonna be a lot happening throughout the season that we will see the different relationships evolve between Kenya and Mark.
It's just like the baby has changed so much in our lives. She's in the bed all the time.
And Portia and Dennis.
Until we figure out Dennis and all that, it's just like, it's just us right now.
Yeah, I hope y'all don't get tired of that because you're gonna see a lot of it. I know a lot of people like, oh, they talking about this, they talking about that, they keep talking about them. Yes, child, because they had a lot going on and we're gonna have to keep talking about it and we're gonna have to keep seeing it all season long. I think it's kind of cool being able to see it through their eyes while it was happening because, you know, we get to see a couple questions being answered. Let's talk about Marlo and Nene. Let me say I like their friendship. I really do. I mean, I know everybody has so much to say about Nene. So many people have so much to say about Marlo, but I really like their friendship because, you know, when you get to see them behind closed doors, because they don't necessarily have those conversations where they're putting each other in each other's place or anything like that in front of us. But, you know, it's good to see that, you know, they keep it 100 with each other. I did like that Marlo was honest with Nene about how she felt, you know, saying that she, you know, felt like both Cynthia and Nene have done things that were not necessarily things that friends should do to each other.
Cynthia, you deserve an apology.
So I'm the one that need to give the apologies?
Do you understand her being upset?
No, of course Nene didn't feel like she should give an apology. Which, you know, of course, when you're in a situation, you feel like somebody did something wrong to you, you know, you're like, that, I ain't apologizing ever. You know what I mean? So I got her point of view as well. I just thought it was kind of cool to see them have this conversation. See, you know, Marlo trying to hold her accountable. You know, them having that argument and Nene pulling off on her in the little buggy.
Nene, are you really leaving me now, Lord? Oh, wow.
The prior week, and then, you know, still inviting Marlo over to the house this episode to, you know, have the conversation and let her know how she felt.
I have company.
This is a great apology dinner.
And that's what friends are supposed to do. You know, we're gonna disagree, but you know, sometimes we can agree to disagree, but keep it 100 with each other. You know, and I think that's the important thing. You know, it wasn't like Marlo was talking behind Nene's back and saying, oh, I think she should give Cynthia an apology. She let her know, you know, I think you should give the girl an apology and, you know, try to fix it or whatever. And shout out to Marlo, okay? Can we say that she's been looking great in her interviews in New York City, honey? Now, we want to give credit where credit is due. No, she's not holding a peach, but she's been holding it down in these interviews, has she not? Y'all got to give it to her. She stepped up her interview game. We seen you on Wendy doing your thing, okay?
So you guys know I have the boutique at Perimeter Mall in Atlanta.
We're going to give her a little props, you know what I'm saying? We're going to give her some props on Speak On It. So I want to get to the Bailey Q. The theme was you either wear red or get red.
Please wear red. You know, I live for y'all to get red.
And apparently in this group, you can wear red and get red.
I'm a grown-ass woman. She should know. She's that bitch, remember?
Apparently. Because there was a lot of back and forth going on, honey. I mean,
Well, she told you wrong, because that's not what I said.
And then the funny thing is, there's so many things that happen that you don't see. They showed Provi in the show, but they really didn't. They said they had a little caption on there, Provi, Candy's friend. But Provi was very, you know, much a part of that luncheon. It was so hilarious, some of the things that she had said. And I'm like, okay, they didn't show any of that. Oh, the beauty queen shows up. What on earth? You gotta finish the Bailey Q. Okay, we'll move over, Rhoa. Black my light, man. You're in my light. You're in my. Thank you. This year I brought sweet potato pies. Yes, I made them from scratch, but they didn't show them on the show, which is fine. They definitely showed Kenya and her lobster tails. They were good too, so I'll shout out to you, Kenya, for your lobster tails. At the Bailey Q, okay, first it was like this big issue. Cynthia was not really having the girls bring their babies to the event, right? So Kenya was like really upset because she said the way that Cynthia had said it to her was not cool. We didn't see anything on the show that told you how she actually talked to Kenya on the phone. We don't know what she said, how she said it. Apparently, it wasn't nice. And so then Cynthia called her back after Portia basically told her, you know, I'm bringing my baby and whatever. So then she had to go call Kenya back to be like, oh yeah, Kenya, you can bring your baby now. But so let me just say, they already had those little words prior to the event. So to give you some backstory. And that was a thing, I think, a constant thing throughout this season, you know, people feeling like, okay, either people were using their babies as an excuse to leave scenes early. And I'm not calling out anybody particular, but I'll just say on this episode, like when Eva got up and left, she, you know, basically came, you know, even though she was getting people together right before she left, she used the excuse of, well, I have to relieve my babysitter and I gotta go and da-da-da-da. But it's like, we kind of know that when we have all cast scenes, everybody knows that they go over time. Like we know a lot of times people gonna be late, whatever is happening. So you knew that you were gonna be longer than whatever, a couple hours that you initially thought you were gonna be there. The production and cast were starting to feel a way about people using that as an excuse to just up and leave. You know, my baby Blaze wasn't here yet, but Ace is here. You know, I still have to make sure I get back to him too, you know what I'm saying? But obviously I make arrangements when I have something to do. Whatever. Everybody has kids, basically. Now, on this particular time, I got what Portia was saying. Yeah, I get it. You know, her baby was newer. She, you know, was trying out people. You don't want to leave your kid with everybody. So, yeah, her sister was there. But then I guess that was her +1. So I don't know how that worked. Oh, yeah, she had 2 +1s. So she was +2. And, yeah, okay. I forgot about that. You know, so anyway, but that's the whole thing. You know, now that people got kids on the show, it's just like this whole thing. People always want to use the excuse of kids to get out of scenes, cut scenes early, do all of that stuff. Oh, excuse me, cut moments early. You know, when all the girls were sitting outside, you know, Queen of Shade, Miss Kenya Moore, comes back and decides she's gonna re-gift the gift that Eva sent her baby to Portia.
Yes,
I have something for you.
Oh, let me see what it's in.
Yes.
Let me see.
You know, it was just funny to me because I'm like, who does that? who actually just come back and be like, oh girl, I'm gonna re-gift you the gift that she just gave me, and I want her to know she re-gifted. That's the type of stuff Kenya does that make her TV gold. Like, that's her real personality. Nobody tells her to do these things. She just thinks to do it on her own. Like, I wouldn't even have thought to do that. And I'm just like, that's why she need to be here. Even though I get it, I understand she was upset, but I wouldn't even have thought to do that. So this is my question to you guys, and you can chime in the comment section below. Eva did not exactly say the words energy. She did not. Technically, that was not a lie. Now, did she say, I didn't want to bring my kids around because I don't know her like that, and I don't know what's going to be going on over here, like it may have been something bad to go on? Yes, she did. But did she ever say the words energy? No, she did not. Cynthia did, apparently. It's the question of, should Kenya have had a problem? And honestly, Kenya had a problem because of the way it was said to her. But now that we see exactly what Eva said, would you or would you not have a problem?
That is not what I said.
I didn't do anything to you.
Okay, let me be clear. I'm gonna let you finish.
And I'm almost finished.
At that point, of course, you got two queens of shade, Eva and Kenya, going back and forth with each other. And that is a sight to see, honey. Because both of them are like really quick-witted. But then it just went from argument jumped around the room. So here we are. Let's fast forward to Miss Yovana. That's who I forgot to speak on. Yovana from Clark. I was kind of confused because let's just say this, off camera, Yovana was the person that was kind of reaching out to each person, trying to, what I thought was build genuine relationships with people. That's what I thought she was doing. Because, you know, she would ask us to come out to eat or do stuff, you know, so it wouldn't just be, okay, we just link up when the camera's on. She was actually trying to catch up with people off camera. It kind of irritated me when I saw Yovana bring back whatever her conversation was with Cynthia to Nene, because I'm like, okay, if you genuinely was trying to build a relationship with Cynthia and y'all was catching up or whatever y'all was doing, why are you running that back to Nene? On top of that, she was the main one in front of us anyway, who was saying that, oh, you guys, everybody's always saying stuff about each other. You need to work this. Oh yeah, so I was saying Yovana from Clark. I just don't understand if she's supposed to be trying to mend the friendship. That's what she kept telling us in person, that she wanted to help fix things between Nene and Cynthia. But clearly now we get to see that she actually dropped some salt on Cynthia to Nene.
When I went to her wine cellar with her, she was going in on Nene.
But do you have receipts?
Oh, I got receipts, bitch.
So, like, what was your angle? Were you really trying to befriend Cynthia and actually build a genuine relationship and hoping to fix things? Or were you just a hater? Like, what was going on? I don't know. I don't even understand why you was even going to hang out with Cynthia separately if you was only doing it to run it back to Nene. I don't understand what your point was. But clearly, Cynthia was getting you all the way together at the table.
Okay. So please don't make it seem like I went and found you under a rock, honey, because that was not the case.
She was not having it or hearing it, okay? She was not feeling what you had to say, and she was definitely giving it to you. And then it was like all this back and forth between Eva and Kenya, and then it's so funny to me how Kenya be going back and forth with you, but then she'll say something like she's gonna actually try to beat your ass or something. Like, she's not really gonna beat your ass, but the way she's just like, oh, you don't want it with me. And I'm like, ooh, well, what you gonna do, girl? What you gonna do? The way she said that was like she about to do something. Like, what you about to do? No, she will. Her get back game is no joke. Like, let's be clear. Like, she will get your ass back for sure. And then Kenya and Marlo started going back and forth, and then Marlo started going in on Eva. So I was just like, whoa. It's like one minute we see, oh, Marlo's trying to become a better person, and next thing you know, she started throwing low blows again. And that was it, basically. You know, at the end, you know, everybody had to give her these stupid awards, and that was it. You know, it was a good episode. I liked the episode. What you think? Comment below. So my baby girl Riley is going to join me for part of Speak on It, because clearly we saw her on the show and she gave us some good laughs.
I had already heard.
All right, Speak on It with Riley Burruss.
Yes, her best guest yet.
She be feeling herself. All right, so I figured that I need to get this little lady onto the show to speak on what you guys got a chance to see on Real Housewives this week.
Am I gonna have a tipping allowance? Then how'd you get money?
And that was hilarious. Please tell people, how come you did not know that you make ice in ice trays?
Wait, does the ice machine not work? How does this work? Is it supposed to make? It should make it, but how? Correction, I actually have a mini fridge in my room, and I do have an ice tray. So I've made ice like that before.
Well, how come you didn't know what it was?
I knew what it was. I just thought that big refrigerators like that always made their own ice. I mean, it looked like a really nice big refrigerator, so I just assumed that it made its own ice. I mean, if you looked at it, wouldn't you assume that it made its own ice? But I knew what the little things were because I had them in my mini fridge.
Okay, so please explain why you didn't know that you needed to spray down your shower and keep it clean.
You guys said that when someone cleans our house. So it's like, I don't know. I mean, I've never had to do it.
Okay, so when did you, obviously you've already stayed in New York. At this point, we're back. Oh, by the way, did you like the place that you stayed at, Oregon?
Yes.
Okay. Now, with that being said, did you keep your shower clean?
Yes.
Tell the truth, shame the devil.
I did.
And what was it like living in New York for a summer as a 16-year-old?
I mean, it was fine. It wasn't like I was having much fun because I was working most of the time and I didn't really know that many people out there. So it wasn't like it was a fun party every night, but I was there doing what I needed to be doing, so.
Well, thank God that at least she knows how to handle her business. So she was out there, she was doing what she was supposed to do with the office. After your experience, are you still thinking about law?
Yes, I am.
And how do you feel about New York?
Still want to go to school there. Nothing's changed.
Nothing changed, so it didn't make you say, I don't want this no more.
I mean, no, it's definitely something to get used to. It's an environment, and I mean, it's clearly different from home, you know. I mean, either way, it was different, not being around the family, not having, the same things, like someone cleaning the house every 2 weeks or whatever. It was an adjustment all around.
So my entertainment attorney said that he didn't mind if Riley came to intern with him.
She was like, yeah, I mean, just so that she could come intern. Like, I did do the cover letters in my resume, did all of that.
Right.
Like,
yeah, okay, so maybe I made it a little easier to sound like she could just go do an internship because my lawyer worked there. No, it wasn't like that. I mean, first of all, this wasn't her first internship. She had also done a internship at a law firm here in Atlanta the year prior to this one. Yeah, so she had already worked at a law firm. So when I brought up to my attorney in New York that she really wanted to focus more on entertainment law, then he suggested that she, apply to his internship program at his office.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I'm blessed to even have that opportunity, especially being in high school and going to New York. So I definitely know that I'm blessed, and that's like a really special thing to be able to do. But I did still, write my cover letters, send all of my information, and I try to be as professional as possible. So
she had multiple things on her resume. So I don't want y'all to think she's just some privileged kid that just say, I'm gonna go to New York and do this internship.
I definitely think that I'm probably going to get backlash as we have before for certain things. Like, I mean, I don't think it's just different generations, but I mean, clearly we're very fortunate and I'm definitely very privileged. So certain things, like, I understand to other people might sound just like so like abnormal, such as like my car and different things like that, which I know she's gotten criticized for giving to me. I already know I'm gonna get criticized just because, I mean, I didn't know that, all refrigerators don't. I mean, clearly not all of them don't, but it just looked like it did make it so nice, I swear. And I didn't see the ice trays in there at first, so I was just confused, okay? So yeah, and of course you also have to think about it, I'm also a kid, so certain things kids my age like don't typically have to do, like I know, of course, some kids probably do go grocery shopping and things like that. At my age, there are a lot of things that kids don't have to do yet. So once you become, I mean, of course I'm not an adult yet, but I was put in a situation where I did have to act as an adult over the summer, living by myself with basically a roommate. So once you move out, there are certain things that are kind of a shock. Maybe not making your own ice, but like certain things like you realize that you have to do that you typically didn't have to do when you were just a child or living in your parents' house. Like when I was cooking in New York, and suddenly you realize you don't have like seasoning. You're like you, as a kid, you don't really think about like, wow, like we really do have to keep on buying seasoning. Like it's not something that's just in your pantry. Which, I mean, maybe that's just a me thing, but it's just like, it seems like seasoning never runs out, but once you move out, it's like, you never, like, all the seasonings you have to use, like, you never even really think about it until you move out, and then you have to keep going out to, like, fill, you know, your seasoning rack or whatever. So, of course, some things I was a little, you know, unaware of, and that was, you know, my fault. But there are actually some things that when you get in your own space, you just don't even realize, and you have to consistently go out.
Well, the one thing that I would have to say about that is like, you know, they kept asking me these questions like, do you think she's so privileged, and why do you think she's so privileged, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, well, everybody's different. Because I know when I was in high school, I didn't have a job. I never had a job prior to being in the group escape, okay? I didn't have a job. My stepdad, even though him and my mom were separated at the time, he still gave me an allowance all the way until I started making my own money doing music. You know, to me, I feel like his way was he wanted me to focus on school. And that's the same way I look at it with my kids. It's like, you guys focus on school, you do good in school, you get allowance. When I was in high school, I didn't wash my own clothes. I didn't wash my own clothes until I graduated. Now, my mom wasn't rich or anything, but she washed my clothes.
I actually just began to be able to not wash my own clothes.
Yeah, she washed her own clothes. But my point is, everybody has their things that they may not have done as a kid or whatever. Everybody's, you know, brought up differently. And then also the fact, you know, that I do have sent her out, you know, on trips or whatever with the schools. You know, yeah, I felt like Riley was a little sheltered growing up. You know, she never really stayed at other people's houses. She never really went anywhere. She only stayed at her own house. And I just kind of wanted to get her used to being out there in the world. Yes, I've been preparing my child, Riley, to, you know, be able to be on her own and be confident and be her own woman for a very long time. Did I remember to teach her that all refrigerators don't make ice? No. Okay, I didn't think about it. I don't know if I'm prepared for Riley to be totally gone. Like, obviously, every time she went and did trips or did whatever before, I always knew she was coming back. But what scares me this time around, I always know, like, she's constantly saying, when I turn 18, when I move out, I ain't coming back. That's her favorite thing to say.
Why would I come back?
I'm not saying I want you to come back. I mean, obviously, I moved out when I was 19. I never went back, but
yeah. I mean, it just wouldn't. Logically, it doesn't make sense, especially if I go to college after that, get a job. Like,
yeah, but I think the thing that scares me is that my daughter wants to go to school in a different state. So I feel like if she goes to school in a different state, then she's probably not moving back to Atlanta. And that's the thing that really scares me, because I want us to always be close. I want her to be close with her siblings, and it just, you know, like, oh, my baby's gonna leave and not come back. I hope y'all don't try to roast my child too much.
Yes, please don't roast me. I know I'm privileged and sometimes I don't know things. You see, that's why we learn. We figure out what we don't know, we ask questions, and then we learn from it.
I think it's always gonna be this comparison between you and Kayla was in the scene as well. But Kayla is 23. Riley is now 17, but they have a big age gap. And so when people always be trying to compare them, you can't compare them. They're totally different ages. They're totally different personalities, you know, so stop trying to compare our kids and pit our family against each other. Like, stop it.
I personally do not like the comparisons, because you can't compare me, who, like it or not, I'm still a child, and an adult. So, I'm not an adult yet, okay? So you can't compare me to adults yet.
Well, you guys, that's the end of Speak on It. Thanks for joining me, Riley.
You're welcome.
Yes.
do not roast us for this episode, and please keep supporting my mother and I. And subscribe, you know, follow me at Riley Burruss and subscribe to my channel. And of course, subscribe to her channel and follow her. Like, comment, press the bell,
and share. Leave any questions or suggestions in the comments below, because believe it or not, we do check them out. And if you have suggestions on how to make my channel better and more interesting, let me know.
Have me on it more.
She barely even want to be on her own channel. That's what you can comment. Tell Riley Burruss to start posting more videos on her own channel.
Yes. Thank you. Bye.
I had already heard.
I can turn a shade tree into a money tree.